I mean, I can cut it. I can cut it as always.
No, you want to leave it because it shows how like real we're being right now.
This is the realism.
Let's get it rolling. Let's go.
All right, you all ready?
Yeah.
No. Okay, now I am.
All right, I'm gonna start. What's up, guys? We are the Icemen, and we are back for episode 2 of the Arctic Circle podcast. Are you guys excited for today? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy podcast.
It's gonna be wet and wild.
Why are you saying that so early?
You said it's gonna be like juicy content. It's gonna be wet and wild. I gotta make it wet and wild. That's
fair. So I just wanted to start this podcast off. I just wanted to start this off just giving a little bit of appreciation. We had our first podcast last week, and it went definitely better than we expected. I don't know if we had expectations because we're very new to this, but
yeah.
It definitely went better than expected.
We received some nice messages.
Very nice messages.
I was expecting 3 listeners. The 3 of us.
Yeah.
We had listeners from...
We probably had like at least 10 or so.
We had listeners from Norcross, I'm assuming Norcross, Virginia, and Atlanta, Georgia. So that's pretty big gap in listeners. And
yeah, it said we had 40 plays. However, plays can be like multiple per person. But the max we had was 6, and then the next max we had was 2. So we had at least like 20, 30 listeners.
Anyways, so
thanks for turning out.
Yeah, we are very thankful for you guys. We hope to increase that exponentially, our viewer count.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Millions, probably.
Billions.
Probably billions.
We want aliens to. We want aliens to listen to our podcast.
I want to be bigger than Despacito. And Oppa Gangnam Style combined.
Yes.
Their viewers combined, we're gonna be bigger than that.
Yeah. We gotta make a dance.
That's definitely more than people on the planet. Yeah, we do.
Some sort of little groove that'll
Arctic Circle
get us
jam.
viral. Yeah.
All right, so we have a very exciting topic today. We have a very exciting topic today, but I just wanted to kind of introduce just what's been going on with our podcast. We have some big plans that are coming, hopefully, in the coming weeks.
Oh, yes.
We want to start uploading on Spotify, just kind of branch out our viewer base as much as possible. Mm-hmm. We want to expand on it, and we also want to make an Instagram and start video recording some of the shit we say.
Yeah.
Just so it can just be put on the wide web.
The Arctic Circle funny clips.
Yeah.
Funny moment comp.
Funny gags and more.
Get excited for a possible Instagram creation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
it'll definitely happen.
We're trying to roll out a few episodes, get like a little groundwork going, and then we're gonna try to move into different platforms.
Yep. All right. Well, are we ready to get started?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna reintroduce myself. I'm Josh.
I'm Colin.
I'm Alex.
If you guys didn't watch or listen to the first podcast, I hate you. Just kidding. You're awesome, but you would have known our names if you listened to the first one.
Yeah, you might have to go back and listen to that one. Maybe drop a like while you're there, and a comment, and a follow, all of them.
Can you do that on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You can for our podcast.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well,
we're the exception on SoundCloud.
Without further ado, we're not going to stall any longer. Without further ado, I spent the day just thinking about what we were going to talk about. I was like, what is something unique that's going to grab our listeners' attention, keep things fresh, and just transition into a nice, smooth episode 2. Yeah. And I thought, what better than to tackle the entertainment industry? And we were gonna be going through a 5-tier list of our favorite comfort shows. Mm-hmm. And we expect this to take a little bit of time. We don't really know. We're gonna talk about everything that we can with our top shows. We're passionate about this subject.
Yeah, make sure to stay tuned for the number 1. It's gonna be some big reveals.
I hope so. Mine's gonna be great. I know mine's awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah. But we have a tier list we're gonna go through. Just to go over kind of what a comfort show is, in case you guys are a little confused. So we're not choosing our top 5 favorite shows. Mm-hmm. We're choosing our top 5 shows that we listen to when we're, wanting a little escape, wanting a little peace and quiet, wanting
some feel-good shows.
shows, yeah. Yep. So it is. I wanted to say at the start, this is subjective. So maybe one of your comfort shows wouldn't be one of mine. I would just consider it to be.
I would consider mine objective. I think
think so?
I think you guys should have the same list as me, or something's wrong here.
No, I didn't mean like that. I just meant like one of the shows y'all have may not be like one of my comfort shows. It might just be like a show I like.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am ready to get
smelling what you're
started.
cooking.
I'm ready to get started if
Smells
y'all
good.
are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
go
I
for
can
it,
go
man.
first.
You're
Jump
leading
in.
us.
I am leading today. All right, so for my fifth pick,
Drum roll, please.
are you good? You better insert real drum roll. Drum roll better be added into the edit.
Okay, we'll add it.
This is a little bit of a sleeper pick. You guys definitely do not have this on your list. It is a show that I have enjoyed
I'm predicting
throughout elementary school
I'm predicting it right
and
now.
middle school. This is a show that goes back to my roots. I have had a very, very long relationship with,
He's hyping it up.
and it is chopped.
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 I watched
Okay.
this show. I watched this
I was
show.
thinking that 70s show. That's what I
No.
was muttering.
I watched this show with my family all the time.
I was saying no real words. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
You're interrupting me right now.
Just a
watched-
little friendly banter.
It's just a nice de-stress show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a satisfying watch at the end of the day.
I don't know if I've ever seen an episode of Chopped.
Really? Were they chopped when you're out? Well, it's like a Food Network show.
Okay.
It's a food. It's
I
a
have to
cooking
watch some Chopped
competition.
now. I haven't seen Chopped.
You would like
Is that
Chopped.
Gordon Ramsay?
No, it's not Gordon Ramsay.
Who is it?
They switch
Okay.
around
Okay.
the judges all the time. But when it was a classic Food Network show, I would be on that like all through the late 2000s, early 2010s.
You must be a chef.
Yeah, right. No, I'm a terrible chef. But yeah, that's my number 5. I'm gonna let Colin take it away.
All right. My number 5 is Adventure Time. This
Adventure
is,
Time. That's a great
A
pick.
very nostalgic pick for me. One pattern that's actually true in all of my picks is that, like, aside from like a few episodes here and there, you can kind of go into all of my shows and just pick any episode and it's like its own story, which I like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the characters and the humor. It's another show where like it's meant for kids, but there's also a lot of hidden adult humor. It also matures a lot through the seasons, which I really like. And I just like how unique a lot of the story throughout the show is. Like, you know, there's like one episode where there's like a murder mystery on a train. And
Yeah,
there's another
I
one
remember that
where,
episode. That was
like,
crazy.
there's like Finn and Jake are trying to sleep, and there's like a weird horse staring at them, and that's like the whole episode. That's honestly like one of my favorite ones. Just 'cause
Really?
it's,
Yeah,
like,
that was
Do
good.
you? I'm gonna ask. Do you actively watch Adventure Time? or-
I haven't watched it in a minute.
I was
but,
about to
like,
say.
that is one show that I can like go
like a
back.
childhood show.
No, but yeah, like it is
Yeah.
a comfort show. Like I can go
Yeah,
back
exactly.
and watch an episode right now and
Yeah.
still love it.
That's a valid. I like that pick a lot. I like that pick a lot.
That is.
We're gonna have you guys give us feedback on what your favorite tier list is. If you know us,
Yeah,
you
comment
can
down below.
You can
Comment down
contact
below.
us.
That
Oh, yeah,
is,
you can comment too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my
Comment
that was my
down
number
below.
5.
Okay, my number 5. I'm a sucker for some good fight sequences, some good animated battles.
I know you are.
So I put at my number 5, My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Now this show, it has its downsides, it has its upsides. It's your typical kind of like high school action anime with like a silly cast of characters.
Yeah, I never
And-
really got into like that show, but
Yeah.
I know of it.
Yeah, I'm not as much there for like the high school part of it, but that does help like build stakes and drama in the actual like anime itself. But some of the fights I've seen, the rewatchability of them is like easily better than most animes I've watched.
Okay.
Like I will
You're
get,
an anime lad, dude.
I am. I get like spine tingles when I hear like when I hear and see the moves happening because the actual auditory part of the anime that goes along with what's happening is just like bone chilling. It feels right. It gets me hype, and like every battle is something that I've been looking forward to and that the show has been building up to. and it feels like there's always that gratification at the end, or like
that's a valid
and
point.
It never leaves you hanging. They always close up what they need to, and like end the battles how they should.
Yeah,
which is satisfying. Some might disagree, but I think it's satisfying.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement.
That's a solid pick.
So that's what I have to say about my number 5. I don't
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot.
Yeah.
You said a lot about your number 5. All right, I mean, I think we had some 3 solid shows.
Those are just our number 5s too.
Dude, I'm so excited to hear what's going on.
On to number 4. You start us off. Man.
Yeah, I'll move on to number 4.
Stakes
I will say this
now.
pick is pretty basic, but it's not basic as in you wouldn't pick it. It's basic as in like everybody knows the show.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay,
It's a comfort show.
Oh yeah, it is definitely a comfort show, and it is SpongeBob.
Oh, classic.
Number 4 is SpongeBob. You knew that was coming?
I knew
it. That's what I was like. Yeah, we have one of the
That
same.
was the one that I thought all 3 of us were.
Hey, don't spoil
me too.
You just spoiled what you had, bro.
Oh, well,
you don't know
whatever.
where?
Yeah, I don't know when it comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to say much about the show. Anytime I watch it, it's just a blast from the past. Just instant nostalgia, instant comedy. I just love it, man.
Have you seen that new remake though? Camp Coral. That shit is fucking
gnarly.
Dude,
I haven't watched
the SpongeBob movie.
I haven't either.
SpongeBob movie is
The
supreme.
glorified kids version of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I heard it's
even
good.
worse.
David Hasselhoff is supreme.
Yeah, he is.
He's awesome.
I mean, I don't have much to say about SpongeBob. It's
Right.
pretty selfish.
Yeah,
Yeah, it speaks for itself.
No. My number 4 is I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once again, it's just like a show that you could just pick up any episode and just love it.
Yeah.
Another thing is like the one reason it wasn't higher was because there's only 2 seasons, and I actually checked.
Short
It
show.
only takes about 3 hours to watch the entire show.
Really?
Both seasons.
That's crazy.
Which, like, I think it just needs more episodes. And then if that happens, then it'll be higher.
It must be doing something right if it's on your list.
Yeah.
Oh,
must
no,
be
I
doing
love it.
something
I mean,
right.
like, every time I watch the show and Tim Robinson talks about sloppy steaks at Trufoni's, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh every time.
You can't stop us from ordering a large
like,
glass of water.
It's like easily, I think, the most quotable show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever laughed harder watching a show, to be honest. It's just like, just so original.
Yeah.
I just love
There's
it so
nothing
much.
like it.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. That's my number 4.
Awesome.
Well, I'm not going to stray too far away then. Because at number 4, I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Yes!
Awesome, dude. You'll have the same ranking for the same show.
Dude.
I really don't have much else to say. I think, like I was going to say about, like, the quotability is there.
Yeah.
And, like, it never ceases to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's just like they take something that should be such a normal situation and just exaggerate it like 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-fold. I mean, it just turns it into this outrageous situation. It's like, what the fuck is happening here?
I love it, man. It's so good.
Oh,
I need to hop on that train, dude.
You do. You need to watch. The reason it's not higher for me is because I haven't even seen the whole show. Like I've seen bits and pieces of maybe every
Dang,
episode.
and it's on your list?
Uh-huh.
That's nuts.
I also think
the quotability is there. Like
Yeah.
the way we say it so much that it can't not be on my list.
I also think maybe what keeps it lower for comfort level is because the show's humor is all uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of the show is that
Right.
it's uncomfortable humor.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean it can't be a comfort show
No,
because it
definitely
is
not.
on my list.
It makes me laugh. I feel
Like
that's
I
the
said,
comforting part.
it's a subjective term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
But some people, I mean, I feel like you either love the show or you hate it.
Yeah, it's definitely a certain
If
type
the
of
humor,
comedy.
if the
Like
humor doesn't
Smiling
hit for you-
Friends.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
it's
that
like
one.
Smiling- or like Eric Andre.
Yeah.
It's very
Like
similar to
Eric
Eric
Andre,
Andre.
That's a good one too. I wrote about the babysitter in the
Yeah.
hit and run
No,
episode.
I just watched that clip today
you?
because I was just like, I need to watch this.
Yeah.
It's so good.
If you guys don't know, there's this one scene where Tim Robinson and his boyfriend in this scene come to a party and they're like, okay, let's just keep it straight. Like, let's just say the babysitter was late. That's why we're showing up late. And Tim Robinson goes into the crowd of people. He's like, fucking babysitter, man. Fucking piece of shit. She was involved in a hit and run before she came to our house and made us late.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god.
They're like, oh my god, a hit and run? And he was like, guys, it's okay. The police said those people didn't matter.
Yeah.
They didn't mean anything.
I think
They weren't
I think
supposed to
everyone's
be
seen
in
that.
this area. That's what he says. It's like, there's no record of them at
Yeah,
all. They
yeah.
weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, they don't mean anything. The police said that, guys. It's
Just like-
okay.
Yeah, I should have put this higher on your tier list.
Oh, but the other shows are just so good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard for me to find a solid 5.
It's
My
a hard
5 and
two
4,
list.
my
hard.
5 and 4 were
I-
already locked.
I switched around a lot of mine during the day because I was like, I think
did-
this show is better than this show.
Yeah.
It makes me feel a little happier.
I moved 2 of them around a few times.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to move on to number 3.
Podium finishers here.
Yeah, this is bronze medal. I will admit it has been said during this podcast already by Alex,
Oh, okay.
and it is that 70s show.
Yes.
It had
I
it
knew it.
had
I
to
knew
go. It had to be on this podcast.
It did.
It had to be on the list. I can't go a day without sitting down and watching one of those episodes. I mean, have you guys seen? You guys have watched that 70s show?
I have,
Only the ones you
I haven't
showed me.
seen it.
It's just like instant comedy, no matter what. And there's so many like relationships between the characters. It just keeps everything fresh. There's so many minor characters that are so funny all the time, and the storyline is so good. The storyline is so like just perfect. I can't describe it any other way. I will say that I watch this show when I'm studying for like exams or stuff like that.
Put it on
I
in the
take
background.
no, not in the background. I would study for an hour or two and then put on an episode as like a treat. I like treat myself.
The reward system.
And when I'm studying for these tests, I just like to take some breaks sometimes. And not only is this show a great tool to escape studying, but we have access to a new invention that will surely burst onto the market anytime now. May we present to you the Cheek Slapper 2000. This innovative tool will be used by billions of humans and aliens across the universe to stay focused while studying for important exams and revolutionize how you study forever. It is equipped with 2-foot-long arms with metal hands that are programmed to slap your cheeks when you begin dozing off during a study session. This stimulation will awaken your brain through the sheer force of the strong metal hands slamming against the sides of your face. There's also a water spritzer system built into the middle of both hands to ensure that you get a little water wake-up call if the slaps aren't doing the trick. At a price of only $299.99, this product is super affordable and is waiting to slap you. So buy the Cheek Slapper 2000. We promise that you will never have trouble studying ever again.
I love my Cheek Slapper 2000.
Wow. I am lost for words.
You guys
I
like,
need
you guys
to-
like that one?
I need to buy me one. I need to buy myself one.
Where can I buy one of these?
I mean, it says it on the ad that there's gonna be billions of aliens and humans using it.
Is there a phone number I can
So
call?
I guess
to, like,
everyone
buy
will
this
just
right
have
now?
one eventually.
Yeah.
I have heard that it is still
It's gonna be a
in.
household staple.
I've heard that the product is still in testing phase, so they're not
Okay.
giving out the phone number, but it
Oh,
will be
okay.
released shortly.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Please
that's a
give
They're
me
also
the
still
information
getting. They're
when it
also
comes
still
out.
getting the patent,
Yeah.
so it'll be some time.
I love when my cheeks get slapped a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm good if you want to go.
All right. So back to shows. Oh man, I keep thinking.
So where
about that
were
shit
we?
slapping. So my top 3, I'm very happy with what I have in it, but the order is something I'm struggling with. But I think I'm gonna stick to what I've got here. And my number 3 is Friends. Friends was one.
That's a good show.
My parents showed me that as a kid because that was something they watched like when it aired, and I just I love it so much. I love the characters. I can watch like every episode a million times, and it's still so funny. I just love it, man. I
feel
love the chemistry between all of the members of the cast. It's just so good, and it's like one of those shows where like you wish you were like with them in New York, you know. Like I want to have a life like that, you know. It's just awesome. That's a comfort show, you know. I just like feel good
definitely.
watching it.
That's the definition of a comfort show. That show embodies comfort.
Oh, I love it. I love Friends so much. I don't really have like too much else to say about it, honestly, because like I said,
You
like,
could talk about that for hours. You
yeah,
can watch it for
exactly.
hours.
Like I
let's
said,
keep it to a sub
a
hour.
lot of my
Yeah.
shows were in the same vein of like you can just like pick up any episode and it all wraps up nicely by the end, which I like. You know, you can watch it for 20 minutes or you can watch it for a few hours.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love
Easily.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends is good.
All right, Alex.
My number 3, Josh has already said this. It's not on his list, but he did say it. Smiling Friends.
Oh,
I did say it.
dude, I didn't even
Dude, is that really your number 3?
That is my number
That's
3.
crazy.
think about
A
Smiling
lot
Friends.
of my picks are like newer shows that
Yeah.
that fall.
Yeah.
A lot of people just haven't heard of the
That's
shows.
definitely an honorable
like,
mention.
A lot of
for
people
me.
have not heard of Smiling Friends.
Yeah, definitely watch
I
Smiling
just
Friends
dis-
if you haven't.
I just discovered that show when I think you put me on, Colin.
That was your first time watching it? When showed
I
you
mean,
like a few
I had
weeks
seen
ago?
it before, but we had watched it together like months before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, well, I chose Smiling Friends because like I am a sucker for some comedy. I like some laughs.
Who isn't, bro?
I know.
Who isn't?
And Smiling Friends is like, again, like I think you should leave. Like it never fails to make me laugh. The characters are so like they all have their own unique personalities. They're all just like these weird little creatures that are doing things, and their whole goal is that they work at a business to make people smile. And the way they just go about making people smile is absolutely absurd. I think there's this one character that they introduced in the first episode called the Boss.
Oh, he's the best. I
And,
love the
and
boss.
the way they introduced this character is
That
by
episode is so crazy.
the two main characters in Smiling Friends. They walk into the boss's office. It's like a pitch black room with just him at his desk with like this little purple creature there. And he's like, guys, you wouldn't mind if someone ate while we were talking, right? And he grabs this little purple creature that's on the desk and like unsheaths his nipple and allows
breastfeeds it.
Yeah,
He
he
breastfeeds
breastfeeds this little creature.
He's like an old man.
Yeah, he is. He's like an old. He kind of looks like who's that like cookie character? And I can't even think about. There's this character Pops. He kind of looks like Pops.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
not a cookie. He's not a cookie, but he kind of looks like Pops.
He's got
from,
that circle head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
My favorite
Regular
character.
show.
regular show.
My favorite character is still Mr. Frog. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, he's-
that episode
he's
is supreme.
unrivaled.
That episode
He's
is
unrivaled.
supreme.
I think that's definitely the best
This
episode.
is episode 2, right? That was episode
Yeah.
2.
I gotta finish how they introduced the boss though. Like as I was saying, that little creature is breastfeeding, and like he's like petting it while it's breastfeeding, and all of a sudden it bites, and he goes, "Hey, stop that! You know that hurts, Daddy. You
This is
know
so
that.
odd.
Stop that, okay?"
And it makes like a little moan.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
Dude, the moaning noises in that show are so
Oh,
good.
God.
it's like him
dude,
agreeing. Yo, what
You
was
can
I
watch
saying?
Smiling Friends is that on Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
For all you
Yeah.
listeners, you want to check out Smiling Friends, it is on Hulu.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Is it?
HBO Max, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
HBO
Don't
pretty sure
don't
it's-
listen to me. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I can't watch it because I don't have HBO.
You just gotta log into Collins.
Yeah, right. Log in,
Yeah.
take Colin.
I feel like Colin, your HBO is on a lot
My
of
HBO
TVs.
Max is on.
Colin,
like,
was that-
It's on
was
like
that-
5 or
It's
6
on my
TVs.
that one night I asked you to come log in.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in my my couch and I was like, I want to watch some.
Yeah,
Smiling
it was at
Friends.
like 1 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
were
was-
just like.
And
"Can
I
you
was
please come
waiting
inside?"
for you. I was just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, I just like I walk
You
in
were fiending.
with like a
just, like-
smile on my face when he walked in.
You're
Yeah.
just sitting on the couch
Smiling.
alone.
I'm smiling,
Like
dude.
Smiling
waiting for
Friends.
me. That was awesome.
All right, silver medal finishers here.
All right, guys. I'm very passionate about this show. I don't think you know, but Colin, you definitely know.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure.
I think you may have seen my list,
I don't
but
know
I
if I
don't
know this
know.
one.
I haven't seen your list.
I don't know if you can see it from where I'm sitting,
No,
but
My only
So-
guess was that 70s or that 90s show.
that 90s show, what? That show sucks.
Oh,
The
okay, that
rerun,
70s show. I
yeah,
knew
that
about.
rerun sucks. Do not watch that 90s show, please. It ruins that 70s show. Anyways, number 2 on my list is Community.
Oh,
Oh, you
that's
didn't think
not
so?
what I was expecting.
I know what you were expecting. And
I didn't know
that
you
is
watched
gonna be
Community.
coming
I
up
didn't know
next.
you watched Community like that.
Yeah.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh!
I've watched a good bit of Community.
So
too.
I started watching Community. I think junior year of high school, so around 4 years ago, and I just instantly just fell in love with like Troy and Abed, the bromance. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Every episode they have a little outro that you just love. You just wait for. You anticipate. I love Jeff Winger's character arc.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Annie.
goes through
Annie's
everything.
there. Annie and Britta. There's great. Shirley's there too.
She's there.
Shirley's mid.
I'm not a huge fan of Shirley.
Shirley's fine.
She's just like she's needed.
But I just
the show would be
like-
the same without her, but
Yeah.
like
well, like
I
her
just-
whole character is that she's passive aggressive.
Yeah.
So she's just kind
kind of annoying.
yeah.
I just like how the characters all bounce off each other, and like I love every episode. I can watch every episode.
I love the episode where it's like the Halloween special, and they accidentally
Which one? There's so many.
They accidentally get the zombie meat.
Oh, the zombie.
And everyone starts becoming a zombie slowly but surely.
It's a crazy
and,
episode.
Like, Troy and Abed have to try and escape.
In terms of my favorites, the paintball episodes are so good.
They're so good.
I don't, the one with the one. I think it's the one in season 2 where Abed he acts like he's Han Solo the whole time. So the Star Wars references were so nice that episode. I love Star Wars, so I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars related. And I don't know. I could keep talking about this forever, but I will pass it on to Colin. That is a deserving.
You gotta talk about it for forever now.
That is a deserving number 2, and I stand by that.
This podcast will be infinite.
That's the rule. You say that, you have to do it. No, I that's not what I was actually expecting you to say, because Community is one of my favorite shows, but
it's such a comfort show for me.
I've only ever watched it all the way through once.
Okay.
So it's not on my list, but it is a great show.
So many times.
My number 2, a repeat, is SpongeBob.
Yeah. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, SpongeBob I watched, like, I'm not even joking, every single morning before school in elementary school.
Yeah.
All 5 years.
Honestly, it might have been me too. Other than like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I watched that a lot.
That one was a good one. I watched Sweet Life on Deck. That one was on a lot.
The one where they're on the yacht.
Yeah,
that was a good one too.
Yeah, so SpongeBob is just like so nostalgic to me, and I just love it. And it's another one like Adventure Time where there's so much adult humor that you just don't catch the first time around.
There's so much adult humor.
Some of the jokes are like, wow, like they put that in,
especially like the earlier seasons.
Oh yeah, no, SpongeBob is just like, it's timeless. That show will live on forever, and it will forever.
It'll be, like the meme where like this will be the last evidence that humans were here. It'll be SpongeBob.
It'll
be like a hidden videotape. It'll be a hidden videotape underground that they'll just discover of SpongeBob. Episode 1.
I love it so much.
This is humankind.
This is mankind. This is what we did.
This is mankind.
This is our only
creation.
accomplishment.
That's right.
That's awesome. Okay, well, for my number 2, I have Demon Slayer.
Okay.
I'm a huge anime fan.
Yeah, you have 2 animes.
I mostly watch like fighting animes, but Demon Slayer is up there in terms of like, again, the fights are unrivaled. They surpass that of even My Hero. That's why it's further up on this list. I'd say when it comes to rewatching things, I do not rewatch things. Like, I watch things once and I'm done.
That's fair.
But I have seen Demon Slayer multiple times.
That's more me with movies.
Easily
I'd say I don't rewatch movies as much as I rewatch TV shows.
I think I've watched Demon Slayer Mugen Train, that movie, like 10 times. Easily, like 10
okay,
times.
so
like, I pretty much know like exactly what happens.
So we watched this movie like a month ago, or 2 months ago, and I had never seen.
I showed it to them for the first time.
I'm not like huge into anime. I just never really been. So I was completely new to it, and I will say that was a fantastic movie.
I've never seen. I knew nothing about Demon Slayer.
I knew nothing about the Demon Slayer universe or anything like that, but just the animation was crazy, and the story was pretty easy to catch on. And I don't know. I was invested in that movie.
And like, I might be a bit of a bandwagon here because Demon Slayer has become like one of the biggest animes. Like the Mugen Train movie was like top box office movie in Japan.
Yeah,
it made so much money. I love it for that reason
successful.
because it has a bunch of money to back it and to fuel the animation and like the animated, like the quality of animation that I have come to love and expect. They do that every season, every new movie that comes out, and then they surpass that.
Yeah,
like season one is a crazy watch. Then it goes to Mugen Train, that movie, like, I was sitting there, like, almost crying from how good the animation was, and, like, my body was, like, filled with tingles from, like, the sound effects and animation. And then season 2 dropped, and that was, like, even crazier than the Mugen Train movie. There was, like, a 6-episode arc where it was just, like, battles.
Yeah.
And then now season 3 is coming out, and out of the first 2 episodes, it's like, okay, this is going to like easily surpass like maybe even like double or triple season 2 in terms of like animation quality and the sound effects that come along with it.
Can it get any better though? It's already so good. The animation quality is so good.
No, you gotta watch the season 3, dude. It's crazy.
I gotta watch season 1 and 2 before I watch season 3.
Yeah, you gotta get on it. It's coming out right now, season 3.
We don't have a lot of similarities with like shows. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I watch more. I feel like I watch a lot of these on my list are like cartoons and anime shows, and then
Yeah.
yours are more like real.
I like
sitcoms.
real people. I like
Yeah.
I love sitcoms. I mean,
Yeah.
I could watch this all day long. I have, and I will continue to keep
Yeah,
doing.
that 70s show and Community.
Well, get ready for this last one because
Gold medal
this is what I was
finisher.
expecting.
you guys know what my number one is. I mean, if you don't, you're not my friend. Because respectfully, I talk about the show all the time. I reference the show all the time, and like the quotes that I say on a daily basis, I'm just constantly making references, whether you guys understand them or not. That's up for grabs.
But you're saying them is what matters.
But my number one show, comfort show, and my number one show, this goes hand in hand. It is The Office.
Mhm.
I mean, I have grown up as an Office watcher. My sister. So
How many times would you say you watched The Office?
I've watched The Office 9 times through easily,
Oh.
and there are 9 seasons, and I've spent days on a couch watching that show.
That is awesome.
I will say that my childhood was filled with The Office. It's honestly just nostalgia, even though it's not necessarily an old show.
Mhm.
But to give you some background, my sister is 9 years older than me. My brother is 7 years older than me, or 6, something like that. And so they were
I think
all
he's 4.
they were yeah, they were all in like high school-ish when I was a lot younger. So they would all have The Office on, and I would be watching how inappropriate the show is as like a 10-year-old. I'd be watching The Office as a 10-year-old. And I just instantly fell in love when I was that young, and I just kept watching it every year almost.
Mhm.
Like up until now, I keep watching it. I don't stop watching the show.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel good. It's
The
who
Office was
doesn't-
on my list for a second. It's
Yeah.
an honorable mention.
who
for
doesn't
me.
love Dwight, Jim, Pam, Michael
Yeah.
fucking Scott? He's just so iconic at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the show is a staple.
So I'm gonna close it off here because I could just continue forever. But Colin, I'll let you go.
My number one is also The Office.
Let's go, dude. I love that shit.
I have probably seen the show like 7 times through, 6 or 7 times through. I watched it for the first time my freshman year of high school, and then after that, similar to SpongeBob, but kind of the flip, I literally would just watch the show chronologically every night, like watch a few episodes before I went to bed.
Bro, me too.
And then once I finished it, I would just start it over.
Yup.
That show, like,
You're
literally,
never
like,
satisfied. You want to keep
that
watching.
show, like, it got me through, like, high school. Like, whenever I was, like, bummed out, I would just throw it on.
Yes.
And then, honestly,
That is the definition of a comfort show.
I
Right
haven't
It's so
watched it
fucking
in, like, a
comforting.
couple
Yeah.
years. And then, like, literally 2 weeks ago, flying home from Easter, I, like, didn't have anything downloaded on my phone, and on the plane, they had The Office, like, on the screens. And I didn't have, like, headphones, but I had the subtitles on, and I was, like, dying on the plane watching it. It was my first time in, like, years watching an episode, and I just, like... It was, like, the episode where Michael... They have the surplus, and they have to decide between getting the new copier or the new
The
chairs.
new chairs. That episode's so good.
Oh, it's so like Michael is just so good.
That's honestly not even my top 10 episodes.
No, me neither.
It's just they're all good. They're just
yeah.
all good.
Even the seasons when Michael's gone,
I
they're
still
not
enjoy
as
them.
good.
I
But
still
they're
enjoy
good.
them.
They're still
I
good.
really enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. That
I
is
did
my
not
number
know
one.
you were that big of an Office guy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite shows.
I think it's
ever.
interesting to note about your tier is you have Friends and The Office. Usually it's like you're a Friends guy or an Office guy.
I have like two of the most stereotypical.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know The
comedies
Office was going to be
ever.
your number one either.
I
I
was
don't
saying,
talk. Like I
those
said, I
are-
haven't seen it in a while. I don't talk about it in high school. Like my friends, I would never shut up about the show.
Yeah.
I was saying
Friends would
those
be
are
talking all the
usually
time.
the Friends and The Office are usually like polarizing shows, as in like the viewer base.
Oh yeah.
Because you'd be like a Friends guy or an Office. You'd be like a Messi fan or a Ronaldo fan. It'd
Yeah.
be that polarizing.
Well, they're two
Yeah.
of the most popular
Yeah.
comedies of all time. So, like, a lot of people, I feel like, I know a lot of people that have honestly never seen the show and they hate on it just because it's popular. But there's a reason why so many people love it. It's just so funny. I love it.
It's universally funny.
Yeah.
That's
I
at
think-
the end of the day, that's what
It's
it is.
ageless too. Like it'll
Yeah.
be here for.
That's
forever.
another show. Yeah, it'll
Just
live
like
on.
SpongeBob, they'll find the first episode of The Office, the pilot, buried underground.
Yeah, yeah. Unlike that, though, they keep making SpongeBob episodes that just get progressively worse.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
need to
I don't
stop.
even
They
know
need to
what's
stop
going on
making
with SpongeBob
Yeah,
nowadays.
Camp fucking Coral, dude. Kill myself.
Camp Coral.
All right. Well, no surprise then. My number one is SpongeBob SquarePants.
I knew we were all gonna have
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
That was the one
That's
that I
like-
thought we were all
that's
going to have.
easily
yeah.
a-
Mine was
show.
4th though. Mine was pretty low on the list.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I just like sitcoms.
I struggled.
Mhm.
I considered putting SpongeBob as my number one.
Yeah, I put
Over The
SpongeBob.
Office, but
I put SpongeBob as my number one. Like, this is my greatest comfort show because, like you said, when I was a kid, I watched this show for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
yeah,
Like, I watched this show when I woke up. I watched a few episodes before I went to school. I came back, I ate, and watched a few more episodes. I'd, like, play some games, do whatever I had to do, and then nighttime would come, and I would watch more SpongeBob.
yeah.
I think if you threw on any episode, I would, like, know that episode.
You do know every episode. We were watching it the other day, and you just knew the plot. And I just don't remember it all.
Yeah, I could just, like, scroll through them and see what, like, the pictures that they have to
Yeah.
show, and I'd be like, yeah, that's that episode.
You can just name the
That's
whole
that
plot. You
episode.
can just write down everything that happens in that episode.
Yeah. And it always makes me feel like at home when I watch SpongeBob. Like something about that nostalgic
It's just cozy.
feeling.
It's just a cozy show. You can just
something
sit
about
down
that
next to a
nostalgic feeling.
fireplace.
I was
watch
I was
SpongeBob.
thinking the same thing. It feels like you're sitting next to a fireplace even if you aren't.
yeah.
It's the heart.
Like when it does the narration on the SpongeBob.
I love when Patchy the pirate came into
Yeah.
those episodes where I
Yeah.
was so hyped.
That's
It's
what
like,
I'm talking
oh,
about.
Patchy's here!
Yeah.
It's time to get lit with
Yeah,
Patchy!
That's real SpongeBob. Patchy
Yeah.
the pirate.
I just saw like a Twitter thread like yesterday, and it was this person that was like, "Man, I didn't realize how funny SpongeBob was." And there's like clips. I think to this day, I think it might be my favorite episode is the band episode
Mhm.
because there's just like so like one of the
That
best.
one's
I think like
timeless.
2 minutes of comedy.
It's so
is
good.
just the sequence at the practice,
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
there's so many like Patrick getting thrown into the trumpet,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Whoever had the whites at end, you left your lights on."
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
He goes, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?"
Oh, it's so good, man. I love
Yeah,
it.
I like the one where they like did the bubble blowing episode 2. They made the bubble blowing stand, and they were teaching Squidward how to like blow
Oh,
a bubble.
yeah.
It's like first you do this and
Yeah.
that and this and that and that and this and this and this and that and this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there would be like a huge
Yeah,
like,
huge.
elephant bubble that would go trumpeting across
And
the
Patrick's
sky.
like, "It's a giraffe."
yeah, it's a giraffe.
the other one is like what the Doodle Bob episode is another
Oh,
top one. And like
uh-huh.
Patrick gets a
Yoing.
he makes a bowling ball, and then Patrick, his head turns into a pin. He gets hit, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Finland." It's just like who
Dude,
would come up with that?
we just watched that, didn't we?
I don't know if we watched that one.
No, he says
I
that
remember
joke in
Doodle Bob.
another episode.
Yeah, he's
that we
okay.
watched.
Dude, he says
Yeah.
it a lot. He says it a lot. It's repeat.
But it's so
It's
good.
I don't
I
remember.
forgot what episode it was exactly, but Patrick just says the best lines.
Oh, I think he's the funniest.
He does.
character.
Yeah, there was another where they were in the Krusty Krab, and he's like, we should just take the Krusty Krab and move it somewhere else. I will quote that just about like random
Dude, if we're-
buildings.
if we're
like,
talking
if we're in a
about-
building and I'm like, this
Yeah.
could move, I'm like, we should take this building
Oh,
and move
dude.
it somewhere else.
If we're
that
talking
might
about-
be more quotable than.
If we're talking about our favorite
It
episode,
could be.
a favorite SpongeBob, I know this is a little overused, but the one where Sandy is hibernating.
Oh,
That one is
Pinhead
so
Larry.
Yeah, Pinhead Larry
No,
episode.
I'm
that-
Pinhead
And then
Larry.
Sandy's this
one
monstrous-
frame.
Yes.
The frame of Patrick.
Sandy's this monstrous frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a hulking being.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, the animation of that show is so great too.
No,
It only gets
I'm
better.
Dirty Dan.
Alrighty, well, now that we have finished our rankings, are you guys surprised by anyone's ranking?
Comment
or-
down below. Comment down below. We need comments. We want your comments. We
I was
wanna hear from
morally
you.
asking you guys too.
Oh.
I would say no. When I talked to you earlier today, and I knew what your number one was going to be, I knew it was going to be The Office.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I
I did
figured.
not know yours would be The Office.
Yeah,
we just
no.
don't, we just don't talk about it. I
No, we
guess.
don't.
I would
love
say,
it.
yeah, The Office being your number one caught me off
Me
guard,
too.
and I also didn't know you were as big of a Community fan.
Oh,
I
I
was expecting
love
that.
Community.
Yeah, I was not
love
expecting
Community.
that one.
I haven't watched it much as of late, but it's just such a good
Yeah.
comfort show.
Yeah, earlier today when I was like predicting, like I knew you and I were both gonna have I Think You Should Leave, and
I knew we were all gonna have SpongeBob.
I knew you would, that was the
I
one I
thought we were
all
both gonna have
have.
Smiling Friends potentially,
Dude,
but
I
I
actually
understand you not having that.
I completely forgot about that show. I don't
I-
think I
it's-
would have put it on my
it's
list.
a great
it's a small
show.
show.
It's a great show, but
I
it's
actually,
not
I have.
top
Do you guys
five.
have like
Yeah.
honorable mentions? Because I have a few.
I have a
that
few
considered.
honorable mentions.
Mhm.
So one of my honorable mentions is How I Met Your Mother, another sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a fantastic show. I watched that all the way through there's like 9 or 10 seasons. I watched that all the way through in 2 weeks, which just goes to show how addicting it is.
Yeah.
I would just sit there and watch, and it would just be so calming. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's not everyone's favorite comfort show, but it's just it just really gets me just completely calm down. Just nothing else is going on.
Good way to end the day.
But not enough to reach my top 5, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one that I think similar to I think you should leave. I could see it end up like being higher on my list. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I mean, I literally just watched the show from start to finish.
Yeah.
But like I could probably go back and watch
It's a
the
great
episodes
show.
again.
That's a great show.
I think it's hilarious.
Mhm.
And then Rick and Morty was another one.
Oh, Rick and Morty is
I
another
didn't
one.
even think about that.
I
I would
considered
have
throwing
put,
Rick and Morty.
I just didn't consider it a
That could be an
comfort
honorable
show
mention
for
for
me.
me.
It's just not much of a comfort show for me. I just
Yeah.
I want to be engaged in that show. I want to always be paying
Yeah.
attention, even if I've seen it.
My
which I've seen
criteria
all
for
before.
comfort show, at least with my list, was like a show. All of these shows are shows I've seen at least twice.
Yeah.
It's like a show I can come back and always and keep coming back.
It's
and
just
watch and
it's just
enjoy.
always reliable.
Yeah.
I was basing mine off of just like stress relievers or kind of just things I use as a way to just calm down, and also nostalgic was a big tally, a big tick mark for comfort shows for me.
Yeah,
my top 5
Mine
shows,
was definitely nostalgia. And
Nostalgia,
then
yeah.
Nostalgia was
Also, just like pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Comedic value. Anything that made me kind
All
of
my
giddy or
shows are
happy in
funny.
that moment when I watched the show is
Yeah.
like, that's a comfort show for me.
Yeah.
I had my honorable mention was The Office. That one was
Yeah.
mine. That was just that was like barely off the list. That was number 6.
Were you guys surprised off of my number 5, Chopped?
Yeah, no, I couldn't have guessed that.
That was
Yeah.
purely off of childhood memories, just
Mhm.
purely off
Yeah.
of nostalgia.
Yeah, I've never heard you talk about Chopped.
I don't talk about Chopped, but it has played a big part in my early life that I feel like I had to include it.
Yeah.
It was gonna be number 5, but I had to include it.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I have a question for you guys. How different do you think your top 5 shows list would be? Not comfort, just top 5 shows. Because mine would definitely have some overlap, but it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, there's some similarities. I mean, we can have another episode. No, I don't know. That'd be a little repetitive, but
Mine would change a little bit. I
Yeah.
would have a lot of the same shows, definitely. I think Demon Slayer might move up to number 1
Yeah.
in terms of favorite shows, because like that I can reference and talk about all
in
the
terms
time.
of favorite shows, I mean, I would have Breaking Bad. On
That's like I was thinking.
1,
like,
2, or 3. It
mine
would
is
be up there.
Succession, which is a more recent show, but I think that show is arguably like the best show ever made, and it would probably be top 3.
I would probably have
maybe
Breaking
number
Bad
1.
number 2. I would put Breaking
Yeah.
Bad number 2. Community
I don't know
would
what-
be in my
Community
top 5.
would be up there for me on my top 5. I think.
I would have to really think about that. Rick and Morty would make the list for sure.
I
Yeah,
would
that's
say that
fair.
70 show, but the seasons
It's probably
fall,
number 3.
That 70 show seasons fall out. They just fall off. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the main characters leave late in the show. It just kind of
I
falls
think-
apart.
I think
Not a complete
Office-
show by any means.
The
but
Office and
Mhm.
SpongeBob would stay on my list. I think those
SpongeBob would
I
leave.
think-
SpongeBob would leave my list.
Really? Oh, I
Yes.
think it would stay.
No, it would leave my list so fast. It's a great
I think
show.
mine
It's
would be
just-
like Demon Slayer, and then Attack on Titan, and then Rick and Morty, and then SpongeBob, and then I'm not sure what number 5 would be.
Yeah.
It would probably be a real person show, because I mean those are all cartoons or anime, but I like consuming that content.
Yeah. That's fair.
Alrighty, well, we have been going for how long have we been going for?
So 43 minutes.
Good minute.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up right now because I mean,
If you've made it this far, we love you.
I did say that.
Seriously. I mean, things went off the rails a few times
Yeah.
there in terms of.
I did say that
Quoting
we.
shows,
I did say that
Comment
we.
Shih Tzu if you made it this far.
Dude,
Comment
yes.
Shih Tzu.
Clint Strickland, I'm waiting for a Shih Tzu
Yeah,
comment from you.
Clint, user 417198474, please type Shih Tzu.
We're waiting for you, Clint. What was I gonna say? I will say that, like, what was I gonna say, man? You guys caught me off guard. Shit.
Man, I don't know.
Well, you just want to wrap things up here?
Yeah,
I think we should
can
wrap things up.
I mean, yeah.
43 minutes is a good
It
podcast.
has a decent length.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I'd said at the start of the podcast, I said that I think this will take a minute to explain, and I was not wrong because we got in depth on.
This went
every
about as long as I
single-
was expecting.
Yeah.
I knew it had to.
Oh, I
been
knew
longer
it would
than the
be.
first.
I knew it would be longer than the first, but I just didn't know how much longer.
It's like 8 minutes.
We kept
It's
it
not
pretty
too
tame, pretty tame in length. I'd
Yeah.
say.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree.
But we are going to wrap this up. We are very thankful that for you guys for listening, if you guys have listened this far. And, I mean, that's it. You've been listening to the Arctic Circle. This is the Icemen signing off. Thank you for listening, and stay icy until next time.
Bye.
Hot sauce on chicken. OMG, it's so good. It's gonna be bussin'.